with Pamela Ravasio, who is going to tell us a little bit about her report and her research. So tell us a bit briefly about what it is.
It's research that is targeting micro-enterprises or startups in the fashion industry, and specifically those that consider going abroad, and among those, there are a lot of them that try to go to India because historically that's where the UK or a lot of places in Europe tend to go for trying to source cheaper labour and cheaper production, and is hence for small companies in the fashion industry that want to go to India very specifically to try and get their production or the fabric sourced from there.
Okay, so what can you learn from the research that you've done?
Well, the research contains a number of things. On the one hand, it gives you a bit of an idea what the Indian textile industry is all about, what kind of, I would say, panorama you find yourself in front of. On an equally important level, it's whole collections of do's and don'ts on the one hand, and as well challenges that you find yourself confronted with and how you can work around them, what options you have. Just to give you an example, for instance, if you where to find yourself in the situation that, like many of those companies that go overseas and find themselves a production unit, but they're suddenly confronted with the fact that it's a problem to find fabrics that are either organically certified or even produced in a way that is sustainable in one way or another. So there are links on the one hand to sites that sell them. There are options if you can't find what you want or the minimums are too large, how else you could try and find the fabrics that you need for your production.
Great, and what kind of inspired you to do that?
It's actually quite simple. You keep talking to small entrepreneurs that want to have their own labels, and well, they try obviously to do something here in the UK, but the reality as well is for many of them it's just not feasible because, again, the cost it incurs here in the UK is too high, or just plainly they can't find a production unit where to do that. Then looking abroad is pretty much the next step, and for many that logically includes trying to look at what is on offer in India, because everyone talks about India and the NGOs talk about poverty and whatnot. But then again, you hear it's really a heart-wrenching labour that they get themselves into. They spend 2 years trying to set something basic up that might work out. And with each and every one that you talk to, it's like reinventing the wheel. They go over the same things over and over again. They find themselves always confronted with cultural issues, always confronted with problems of middlemen. They always see themselves confronted with language issues, with quality issues, with reliability issues. So basically, it came quite natural trying to pull all those points together to one place.
Say that the piece is sort of a bit of a work in progress and you're going to add some more information to it. What sort of information are you hoping to add on?
Well, so it depends a bit on the feedback that is coming. I guess it's been reviewed by designers, and they think that if they would have had that type of information when they started off, that would have helped them a long way along. Now, obviously, there are people just now in that situation, and if they were to use that and think it's lacking or it might be organised in a different way, or they have information to add to it, the idea obviously is as time goes by and then enough feedback is collected to actually make it worth a rework, to integrate that and republish the whole report to a degree that over time hopefully gets to cover all that is important for people to actually use it in their daily work.
And how did you go about doing all this research?
And the different aspects. One of them is just plain data crunching. So specifically, British Library's got massive amounts of very, very good information. It's communicating with the British Chamber of Commerce and similar entities that have a wide network, again, of people who have access to data, have access to different entities of contacts. Talking to designers themselves, asking them dumb questions of what their experiences were, what their problems were. Some of the designers have set up their business 10, 12 years ago, some of them are 2, 3 years old, so it's all across the range.